Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, host of the Successful Women Show, which airs every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our mission is to help women accelerate the path to success. Women in the workplace, women in business, and women who aspire to become business owners, live their dreams, and reach their goals. So join us Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Success for Women show, where you can view us on IBM TV and Pod TV. I am Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, your host, and my mission is to help women accelerate the path to success. Well, today's topic is resilience is everything, and my guest is Renee Godefroy. Let me just give you a little bit of background on him. Renee Godefroy is the founder of Godefroy Global LLC, and his story is truly remarkable. His journey started in a small village in Haiti, battling poverty and diseases. He came to the United States with just $5, 2 shirts, a pair of pants, and was unable to speak any English. He worked as a janitor and washed cars on the street of Miami. Well, today, Renee is an acclaimed author and motivational speaker. His award-winning book, Kick Your Excuses Goodbye, is getting rave reviews. His message on resilience and embracing change is making a lasting impact on leaders at companies such as AT&T, Verizon Wireless, and Coca-Cola. And you may have also seen him on CBS 60 Minutes, ABC, NBC, CNN, or TBN. Renee consistently reminds his audiences that resilience is everything and no condition is permanent. I would like to welcome to the Successful Women show, Renee Godefroy.
Hello.
Wow, it is such a pleasure to have you here on the show to share your incredible journey and just to just talk to the audience and just let them know why resilience is everything. But before I get started, I always give the standard bio on my guests. But then I like to just let the guests just tell us something that you want us to know about Renee Godefroy.
Well, let's start from the beginning, where the journey started in a tiny village in Haiti. Popped me in the village when I was only 9 months old to go to Port-au-Prince to find a better way to provide for me. Right after that, several deadly diseases pounded me. So as a kid, I had what Joseph Campbell calls many dark nights of the soul. Eventually, I left the village and went to Port-au-Prince to be with my mom. But life was a struggle there because in Port-au-Prince, I discovered Mama was really having it tough. She lived in a little sort of like a dungeon infested with rats and roaches. I had a brother and a sister. I met them in the city, and we used to sleep on the floor, and the rats and the roaches would crawl over us all night. And there were mornings when the rats would nibble the bottom of my feet. So that's the backstory. That's my gift, actually. I just shared with you my gift. Because your story is your gift, right? Whether you are in business or you are a professional in corporate America, your story, your journey, the genesis, right? It is the story that you need to stand on, and you need to share it with a lot of people, because if they don't know you, then it's very hard for you to get anything out of this life. They have to know who you are.
Absolutely. Wow. So tell us, now you talk about your journey from a small village in Haiti to becoming a renowned motivational speaker in the United States. And that's definitely true and truly inspiring, because first of all, you didn't know how to speak any English, and that
I
right.
still don't. I still don't. I'm trying.
But share with us what your childhood, like you talked about the poverty and the diseases, and how those tell us how those experiences shaped your resilience and your drive.
Yeah, most people go through life with a sense like it's supposed to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like we didn't get the memo. It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
There are going to be some letdowns, some rejections, and some missed opportunities, some betrayals. You've got to go through all those trials
Mm-hmm.
life in order to become the person you are. So for me, the reason I say it's my gift is because those moments really shaped the person you are looking at, the person you are hearing, uh, and they help me build resilience. Because at the end of the day, if you don't mess with your mind will mess with you.
Mm-hmm.
And the way to mess with your mind is to have a lot of resilience and tell yourself what you want ultimately out of this life or out of this situation, whatever it is. And the mental toughness, um, the mindset that no matter what, I mean, Dr. Madeline, I'm not, do I say it right, Madeline?
Yeah,
French?
right. Yes.
Very good. I'm not that smart. Okay. So when I share my story with people, what I want them to get out of it, I want to be a mirror, first of all, because I don't really teach anything to new to anybody. When I'm on a stage, I am only a professional reminder. I remind people of what they already know. It's not for lack of knowledge today. People are not advancing in life.
Mm-hmm.
It's much more than that. So I want to be a mirror. I want to reflect them. So if you see Rene on a stage, he's a great speaker. You only looking at yourself on the stage because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mirror. You would not be able to identify me as a great speaker if you were not already a great speaker. So all of that is because of the story, the journey, the trials and error. There were many people in the village who predicted that I would not survive. That's how sick I was. And some would tell me directly, and some would tell me indirectly.
Mm-hmm.
But none of that really phased me as a child. For some reason, I felt like there was more to life. I didn't know what that was. I couldn't see it. Some of the things that I know today, how to literally imagine or create whatever I want in my life. And I know I'm certain about it today. But back then, I didn't even know something like the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But now I realize I was doing all of that, but without a book or anybody to tell me. So I basically came equipped to deal with whatever came my way. But at the end of the day, resilience is everything. Most people have never been through enough in life. And some people, yes, they have. But for, I say most people, not everybody, especially in the United States of America, that's why they give up so fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why they walk away from a dream that they've invested so much time, energy
Yeah.
into. And then when they hit a wall, let's say COVID-19 or something,
Yes. And they'll turn
they
around.
just, oh, it's
Absolutely.
just like, here's a guarantee. All right. A guarantee. I'm giving it to you. If you stay with it, if you stay with it,
Yes.
I can give it to you in writing. I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you, eventually it's going to work.
Work. Absolutely. You know, it's amazing that you say that. And I know you talk about, your experiences and what you went through, and those are the things that bring, cause this resilience in you. But it was also your mindset, because you could have let all of that just take you out. You could have let that be the detractor, the thing that told you you can't, or you can't make it. But you didn't do that. And I was just talking about that, as a matter of fact, yesterday with someone. We were talking about some things, and just I think they called me about a post I had put on Facebook. And in the post I had in there, you were born for greatness. And that was the message that was emanating. And it not only was it for me, but it was it for everyone that was reading it. But I also feel like everything begins in the head. And if you think you can't, then you've already made up, your own story that
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah. You start living that story. Now, I'm so glad you said that,
Mhm,
because I was thinking about that today, as a matter of fact. Everything is in the mind,
mhm,
right? Now, the mind, let's say the mind of Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk or whoever
mhm,
it is on this planet,
mhm.
it is the exact same brain, not mind, brain. All the physical, everything. Like, I don't care who is this person on this planet, we all have the same brain, right?
Right, absolutely.
Okay, so whether it's a small one or a bigger one, it doesn't really matter, because it is the mind that actually gives the brain its power.
Mhm, mhm,
We can't do anything about the physical brain,
mhm.
but we can do something about the mind. We can retrain the mind.
Absolutely.
And it's the story that we create, just like you just said. And then so the story become a gospel for us. We live the story. We tell people about the story. I used to have this business, and this happened and that happened, and you know, and the other, and I stopped. I guess if I had stayed with it, it would have worked. It's a
Absolutely.
story. Or
Mhm,
there are some people who are thinking about quitting now. They are creating a story to quit.
mhm, mhm.
So you see, I wake up every single day looking for reasons, and a lot of people wake up every day looking for excuses.
Excuses. Wow. Yes.
But me,
Absolutely.
I want to find the reasons, because I know I'm here for a purpose.
Mhm,
I know I'm
mhm.
here to make a difference. I know I'm not just like anybody because I was a poor kid in a tiny village in Haiti.
Right.
I know I'm very special to from the perspective of my maker, my creator. I don't even know if I can mention God, but I believe in God, right?
Yeah.
So if I was born in His image,
Mhm.
okay. So we're not talking about a physical image. Most people think it's a physical image. No, it's a mind.
Yes.
That's the image, the same mind, right?
Mhm.
In His image. Then therefore, I should I should accomplish all that, that I want to accomplish on this planet, or even more. I mean,
Absolutely.
there are no limitations. So what we are talking about now is just a mindset, isn't it?
It is. That's what it is.
It's a story, isn't it?
It is.
Why The question is, why don't people adopt a better story?
Yes. Yeah.
When I wake up, I have a story to tell myself, and that story is going to either empower or disempower me.
Or disempower. Absolutely.
So,
Because it's so easy to go down that depressive road. But why take that route? Why take that route when there's so many other positive things that you can tell yourself, you can say to yourself to pull yourself out of certain things, to keep from going down that depressive road.
let's talk about that power, right? I have what is called my imagination,
Mhm,
from the word image, imagination.
mhm, mhm.
You mean to tell me I can sit down here and close my eyes and create anything I want? The reason I know that, because this microphone could never be in existence if it wasn't created
It
first
is.
in the mind.
Yes.
Everything we see must be here first. The
Absolutely.
blueprint has to be here, right?
Mhm,
So you mean
mhm.
I have that kind of power? I can think of a microphone, and the microphone is. I mean, this is incredible. When I discovered this magical formula of the mind, that I can literally sit down and visualize and imagine whatever I want, And then for me, my personal experience is just like popcorn. Everything started happening for me just like that. For example, when I spoke at the National Speakers Association on the men's stage, right? People kept asking me how. I mean, like, I was a doorman at a hotel, the whole story. We might talk about that, right? I was carrying bags. I decided I was going to be a motivational speaker because, hey, you know, I saw a book in the back seat of a car, and, you know, it says you can run your mouth in America and make a money out of it. I said, what a country, right? I'm going to try that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So when people say, how did you get on that big stage? I just created it. First of all, they receive about like 1,500 demo videos, like big name speakers that want to be on that stage. I didn't send my video.
Wow.
I didn't. And they watch my video anyway, even though I didn't send it. How could that be? Because I know how to create it right up here.
Wow.
Right. And that's not just, I mean, there are so many other things that it's like a miracle. Well, we call it a miracle because we don't really understand it. It's a miracle to us. But if we train our mind, just like you said, the least amongst you can do all that I do and greater works. Am I right?
Oh, there you go. Yes, absolutely. There it goes.
Yeah. So you were commissioned. You were told you can do all that. Why aren't you doing it? The secret is very simple. Imagine it, see it, feel it, do it. Like, until I remember I was watching Creflo Dollar from Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta. He's in Atlanta. And he said when he wanted to, what was it going? I think he said when he wanted to be a millionaire, he said he goes to his secret chamber in the house, and then he just like say he's going to be a millionaire, and he prayed about it. People kept asking him, so when you gonna stop praying about it? He said, when I got the million. This is what, pray unceasingly. Am I right? Now listen to this.
Absolutely.
How often should you do it? Until you got it.
Until you have it. Until you have it.
That's right. Like they say, you can't, you gotta have it before you can have it, right? It's got to be up here first. And it's everything. Even me, I was in here you were in here first. It was a thought from your father, your mother, and here you are.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, I am enjoying this. I am absolutely enjoying this conversation. I mean, because I always say that, and one of the things that I talk about on one of the programs that I do is having a successful mindset. And like I said, and that's what I say, everything begins in your head. And if you think you can't do it, then there you go. That's the way you're going to keep, that's the way life is going to be for you. You can't do it. That's going to always be your mantra. You can't do it.
I was coaching a young lady. She went through a very nasty divorce. And then on the first coaching session, she started telling me, describing to me in details the man she doesn't want to marry.
Okay.
So I listened to her and I said, okay, I have bad news for you. I said, this is the exact man you are going to marry.
Wow.
She said, what do you mean? I said, well, you are creating this man every single day. Your subconscious mind does not know a negative and a positive. It's just here as this is the man you want. And I said to her, even if you did meet a good man, you're going to turn that good man into this man you are describing now. So you need to change the story right now.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how powerful the mind is. You've said it several times in this conversation, and it is true. That's how powerful the mind is.
So why do you think, because, you know, you talk about resilience, and I could just feel your passion, and how you really this is something that really brought you through, something you really believe. So why do you think that people struggle with resilience and tend to give up on facing especially professional setbacks? It's like you decided you want to start a business, or or something, like you say, you have an idea to create something, but you may let one person say to you, oh, I don't think you need to do that, or you can't do that, and all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, that reinforces a story you were already telling yourself. So the person already had some doubt, some apprehension, some fear, and somebody comes to confirm that, right? We come back to the same thing. Is the story you are resilience is about the story you are telling yourself in the moment and consistently. So if you stop telling yourself this story, you reverse it, you will find that you'll have more resilience
Mm-hmm.
to stay in the race. Because most people give up before they even start.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely.
In coaching conversation, you can tell this person wants to do something. They are talking like, well, I want to start my own business. But in the conversation, they are already defeated. I have
Mm-hmm.
to break down the language for them to understand. Do you hear what you are saying to yourself? Do you
Yeah.
hear that you are setting yourself up for failure? There's
Mm-hmm.
no way you are going to succeed in this business. Mindset, just like you said, is so powerful. If you don't have it right, the business will never succeed.
Absolutely. It's funny you say that, because again, I sometimes I have these conversations with a friend of mine, and she we talk about these different things, and one of the things she said to me, she says, I just don't understand. She says, I never hear you complaining about the fact that you have to do this and you have to do that, and you don't have time to do this and you don't have time. She said, you make time to, to meet us for lunch or to do this, or she said, but I never hear you complaining about the stuff you do, but I know you're doing it because you put all this stuff out and I see these things that you're doing. She says, I don't understand. But if I did that every day, if I, every time I saw them or saw her and I'm complaining, girl, I got to go home and I got to write this article, I got to do my show, then what would happen? After a while, I'm not going to do it. There's going to be something that says, oh, well, you really don't need to do it. Why are you doing it? That's what's going to start creeping in.
So you just give everybody the secret sauce, because it's not necessarily because we feel like doing it,
Right.
right? So discipline is to do the things you don't feel like doing, right? You don't
Mhm.
feel like doing them. It hurts, or like going to the gym to work out, or whatever it is. It's hard. It's difficult. We don't
Yeah.
feel like, nobody wants to go to a gym to hurt yourself. It's painful.
Yes.
But like writing the article, the post, to do the research, and
Mhm.
all that you are doing, it's hard.
Yeah.
But think about it. If it weren't hard, everybody would be doing it.
That's true.
And so
And
the world is watching you as a model. You
mhm.
are a model. You are modeling the way, unbeknownst to yourselves, like you are doing it, but
Mhm.
they are watching you. They aspire to have your discipline. And you are just, instead of talking, you're just modeling the way. You're just showing them this is how it's done.
Mhm.
So that, yeah, I love that. That's a compliment to the highest level of compliment you can get.
Wow. Yeah, like I said, we've laughed about it often, because she's definitely pointed that out to me, and I never even looked at it that way, but until she mentioned that to me. So but like I said, it's all in the mindset.
Yeah.
It's like you do what you have to do, especially when you know that you're trying to reach for a goal. At least that's the way it is for me. When I know there's something that's on that end down there, then that's where I want to get to, that end down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, something else. Let's clarify something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I know we are talking. It
Mm-hmm.
sounds like Superman and Superwoman,
No,
right?
it's that
It's,
definitely.
it's not that easy. It's,
No.
look, we struggle just like anybody,
Oh yeah.
right? We have the same emotions, the
Mm-hmm.
same setbacks. It's all the same.
Yes.
All we are attempting to do here is to help you to change your story, perhaps, so that you can stay in the race longer,
Long.
so you can fight a good fight. At the end, you can say, I fought a good fight. Now, a lot of the times I don't do the things that I know I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
um I have a good friend, and I would call her. I mean, I just wrote an article for a group of CEOs,
Mm-hmm.
and I just called my friend. I said, hey, let me read this article to you. And because you like a motivation to me, you're doing so much, and I'm watching you and I'm talking to you, and you inspire me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just doing things, and I just want to run it by you.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it is because I have the imposter syndrome. All my life I've had the imposter syndrome.
Wow.
um as a kid in the tiny village in Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
to this day I have the imposter syndrome. It's, by the way, I was watching an interview with Oprah Winfrey and the founder of LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Weiner, I believe.
Okay.
He asked Oprah Winfrey, of all the, you've interviewed pretty much every who is who, of all the interviews that you've done, what is the common denominator of all the queens and kings and president and everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Oprah Winfrey said to him, they all have the imposter syndrome.
Wow.
She said, I interviewed George W. Bush, the son.
Mm-hmm.
After the interview, he tapped me on my knee and he said, how was it? That implies you're checking. That's you checking to make sure, right? She
Right.
said, I interviewed Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
And soon as she finished, she looked at her assistant and said,
How
was
was
it
it?
okay? How was it?
Wow.
So that implies even people, celebrities, big names, they
Oh yeah.
have the imposter syndrome just as well. But the point is, do it anyway. Feel
Yes.
the fear and do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go through the imposter syndrome. That's, I mean, that's what I do. People say fake it until you make it. I say that sounds pretty good to me. Well, I mean, look, when I first came here, I didn't speak English. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the I learned two words, same thing. I started just using same thing everywhere I went. When I go to a restaurant, I don't know what to order. I would just like look at the person and say same thing. I mean, just point.
Okay.
I went to a McDonald's, that was like 40 years ago, right? They didn't have pictures on the menu, and
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't read the
Mm-hmm.
menu.
Mm-hmm.
I just waited for the lady in front of me to order. The attendant said, "May I take your order?" I said, "Same thing," but same thing wasn't always the same. It
Right.
was always different, including one time that there was a family, a mother with 5 children. And I said same thing, and I'm waiting for my meal, right? I'm like, 5 happy meals? but 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 the point I'm trying to make is it's hard. I know it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be hard. I watch a
Yes.
guy at the gym training another guy. The guy is making some reps, and he said, "Go ahead, do 2 more." He said,
Mm-hmm.
that thing is not comfortable, man. The guy said, it's not supposed to be comfortable. That's why I'm asking you to do it. All right. It's not supposed to be comfortable. It's not.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So tell me, tell the audience out there, people listening to this conversation right now, and they struggle with the fear of rejection and You know how people worry about other people's opinion. We all know that. So, which can be a major barrier in a professional setting? The fear of rejection or the worry about others' opinions, and how do you overcome these fears?
Okay, so when I'm rejected, which I mean, I get rejected, and I have a story about that. I
Mhm,
created the story on purpose. When I'm rejected, who, okay, who is being rejected? Who? Is it my body?
mhm,
Is it like this physical body? So if there was no spirit inside here, it was just a physical body, would this body be insulted or even think it is rejected? No, the body itself. So what is it doing it, right? We come back to mind.
right.
So it's it's the mind that's actually making a story about the rejection. So I just one day I was meditating, and I kept thinking, okay, when somebody says no, what if you turn it around? It's on. Oh,
Mhm,
that's supposed to turn me on. It's just a story I
mhm,
created, and that serves me. So I know I'm supposed to hear no, because they say it takes 7 no's in
mhm.
cells before you can hear a yes. So
Yeah.
I just count my no's. I just
Oh,
got the first one, number two. That's three, and
wow.
then I'm moving it on.
Mhm.
Told myself.
Wow.
So how okay? So for okay, they say hurt people hurt people.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, how would someone reject you and offend you if that person is not feeling rejected or offended himself
Yes,
or herself?
yes.
It's a person who is projecting on you.
Mhm.
That's all there is. If you didn't, the world is the possibilities in the world, they are infinite. We can't go from a scarcity mindset. If I didn't get this position, I didn't get this job, millions of jobs out there that pay even way more money.
Mhm.
There were so many doors to knock on, right?
Right.
So if my mind says, wow, there are millions, but if I think there are like a few,
Mhm.
that one rejection means I'm not going to make it in business, means I'm not going to succeed.
Yeah,
That one or two rejections. But it's a world of infinite possibilities.
absolutely.
I mean, like,
Abs
even in your own neighborhood, you can't even comprehend the wealth, all that is in your neighborhood, all the opportunities, all the possibilities just in your little tiny town.
Mhm.
But it takes us to um, have the mindset to know that it's there,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Um, like you and I mean, let's face it, we have not tapped like less than 1% in our business, right? In order to
Mhm.
massively succeed.
Right.
I mean, we can admit it. Like if you sit down, you were writing about what else could you do or all your possibilities. For
Mhm.
example, I don't know if you. I mean, I tend to be a control freak when it comes to business, right? So
Mhm.
nobody can do it right. I have to do it, okay? Because I'm like maybe the perfectionist, maybe a recovered perfectionist, or so to
Mhm.
speak, right?
Mhm.
So it's just like it's hard to delegate to have people working on your team. I think which guy from Texas, the all billionaires, who said he would rather have 1% from
Mhm.
100 people than 100% from himself, right?
Wow.
It's
Mhm.
just sometimes we have to realize, oh, maybe we're not leveraging enough.
Mhm.
Maybe this business is a lot more opportunities to leverage, to bring a team together, to
Love it.
put people in the right place, right?
Right.
In order
Right.
to grow the business. So I get up 1% from 100 people instead of 100% from me, which is, going to wear me out anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So the point again, Dr. Madeline, we all struggle. Life
Yeah.
is tough. Some days I wake up, I don't really want to do it. I don't really want to continue.
Yeah.
Who do you know who doesn't think about giving up at some point?
Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about
But
it.
you know what? They didn't. That's why they are what they are.
Hmm.
And that's what I said earlier. I guarantee you, I promise you, if you stay with it,
Yes. Yes.
guess let me tell you what's going to happen if you stay with it.
Hmm.
Somehow, God is going to create 1 million Dr. Madelines in the world
Hmm.
with her skills just at your disposal. Like whatever you don't know right now, there are already people in place created just for you with the right information. Anything that you need, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
There's going to be a coach, Dr. Madeline, right there for you. So
Hmm.
if you quit, that's your business.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, if you stay with it, it doesn't matter if you have a business or if you're in corporate America.
Hmm.
And we can talk a lot about that. They have a ceiling, they have all kinds of story and different languages, all of that. But I think most of it is a story. Well, it's all a story anyway,
Right.
good or bad. It's always a story.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's how to handle rejection. Realize it's not me they are rejecting. They've
Hmm.
already gone through whatever it is. Maybe I'm not the right fit. We're not the right fit. We don't vibe. We're not on the same vibration level.
Hmm.
We're not supposed to do business together. Maybe
Absolutely.
we're not supposed. That's all there is.
Yeah.
Because my tribe is somewhere waiting for me. And
Hmm.
like they say, my sheep will know my voice, right?
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Wow. So now you often mention that we create our own circumstances or reality. For anyone who would like to climb the corporate ladder or maybe even to pivot in their careers, could you tell us how they can actively shape their professional destiny?
Oh yeah. All just like what you said in the exact language. I'm a boss and I'm shaking the how did you say it? Shaking the workplace or the profession.
Yeah, shape, yeah, shape their professional destiny. Hmm.
Destiny. That's it. You just declare and decree it. Don't When you do, there are going to be a lot of people. A lot of people in our tribes, they discourage us
Yes.
and they try to pull us like the crabs in the barrel. They try to pull us behind.
Hmm.
They don't want us to leave the tribe.
Right.
That's all there is to it. And then, so in return, what we do, we keep self sabotaging ourselves because we feel guilty of our success.
Hmm.
And the tribe, they're not succeeding, and we feel guilty of what people are going to think about us and all of that. But at some point, so they say the best way to help the poor is not to be one of them, right?
Right.
At some point, you've got to leave the tribe. Well,
Yeah.
in the workplace, in whatever profession, there is such a tribe,
Hmm.
co-workers. If you decide that you are going to do what you're supposed to do to climb the ladder, they're going to call you names.
Oh
They,
yeah.
they're going to label you.
Yeah.
They're going to say a lot of things about you just because you decide to leave that tribe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you don't want to have those negative conversations anymore,
Hmm.
look, I still love you. Call me anytime you need some help, but I'm working on myself. I can't. Okay, again, I'm just going to quote Isaiah 55:11, right?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
What is my word that comes out of my mouth?
Yes.
It shall not return to me
Boy.
empty, void.
Yes.
I want you to really think about that in your profession.
Hmm.
What are those words you're putting out there? They will
Absolutely.
not come back to you void, whether it's good, whether it's positive or negative. So
That's
if
right.
you are hanging with a bunch of people complaining and moaning, making excuses, not realizing who they are. They have a factory. They have like a creation factory. They can go in their imagination and create, and they don't really know their superpower. And then
Mhm.
you're hanging with them, and then here you are now. I want this new mindset. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna try to pull you behind. So the first thing you have to do is you have to watch the company you keep,
Absolutely.
because that
Absolutely.
makes a huge difference. Some people on your phone, you need to delete those numbers.
I know someone who always used to say, what you have to do is bless and release them. So,
Bless and release them. That's right. That's right. Now
yeah.
this is being very positive. So
Hmm.
I'm so glad you said that. Of course, we do everything we can to bring them along with us,
Hmm.
because it's a natural instinct. When you
Yeah.
go, you find something on sale, you
Hmm.
call all your friends, you call everybody, right? It's the same thing too. As I'm progressing, as
Hmm.
I'm learning, like I'm deep into AI, Chat GPT. I'm like a mini prompt engineer now, right?
Learning that too.
Yeah, right. But I want all my friends to know about it. You see what
Wow.
I'm saying? It's
Yes.
like I found a good thing. I was
Mhm.
telling a speaker buddy of mine today, I'm like, you need to get into this AI thing.
Mhm.
I'm being disruptive right now with it. Okay. So you try to bring them along with you, but what do you do
Yeah.
when they refuse? Are you gonna stay there?
Where they are. No.
Uh,
Mm. No.
no. At
No.
some point you gotta say, hey,
Say you have to, keep going. And sometimes the people that started with you are not the people that's gonna stay with you. So
uh-huh.
remember that.
And so here's when people start acting weird while you're trying to succeed, they're getting jealous. It's just what you said. They are actually disqualify them because they are not themselves, because they are not a good fit to go where you are going.
Yeah.
So, in other words, they start behaving this way now because
Mhm.
you are going somewhere. They are disqualifying themselves because they're not supposed to be there with you in the first place.
That's
They're
right.
just going to be what do you call annoying, an annoyance to you,
Mhm. Yeah.
right?
Time season. Sometimes the season is up and then
Yeah.
there
Now
you
you
go.
still love them though.
Mhm.
Now, something else I say, I always say, you never ever. I know we're having this conversation here,
Mhm.
and I'm trying the best not to create what I don't want. Because
Mhm.
every word, so shall my
Yeah.
word. Every word I'm speaking
Mhm.
now,
Life
I'm
and
sending them out. They are coming back one way or another. You might find out that after this, I go into meditation instantly. I start
okay.
praying. I start undo whatever it is, because
Right.
that's how powerful words are.
Oh yes. Absolutely.
So I'm constantly guarding my. I don't watch television. I know people say, "Oh, you do." What about if the world is going to end? What
Well,
do I
you
need to know? I mean, I don't. Am I going to stop it? Let it end. Because I'm trying to protect my ear gates, right?
Mhm.
Watch out. Watch out the people you surround yourself with. Like you were talking about the young lady who was watching you, observing you, and telling you all of this. It's just like there are many, many more out there. They're not telling you, or some don't have access to you. They're just
Mhm.
watching you doing the show. Do you know
Mhm.
how many people watching you doing this show and your commitment to the show? They want to do a show too. They've been thinking about it for years.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's there are models all around you. Same thing. Remember those two words?
Yeah.
Same thing. Just
Same thing. Absolutely.
model success.
Wow. Wow. Oh, in one of your talks, you mentioned learning valuable lessons from a trash can. Now you got to tell us about that. Which you called it your first mentor. So explain that unique perspective and how unconventional experiences can be transformative.
Mhm. I'm in the United States. I came here with $5, two shirts, one pair
Mhm.
of pants, didn't speak English.
Mhm.
I started washing cars on the street of Miami. I was
Mhm.
a janitor at 163rd Mall.
Mhm.
So I had no sense of direction. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. But when I became a janitor, uh, I was taking the trash cans out, and it was an attorney's office. And I noticed they would throw away the letters. And I said, well, let me pick up those letters. I'm going to go home. I'm going to learn how to format a letter.
Mm.
And then so I started writing the English the same way they're writing it over and over again because I want to learn. I was learning English at the same time.
Okay.
So I learned because, you know, when you're a janitor, people just throw anything in the trash. You're a janitor.
Yes. Yes.
But back then with a heavy accent, right? But
Mhm.
what they didn't know, I was actually studying, like, the trash can was my mentor, so to speak.
Okay.
I was studying back then. Even
Mhm.
when I was a doorman at the hotel, I didn't know what books to read. But
Mhm.
when I'm parking the cars, I see books. Oh, I said, oh, they're staying in a nice hotel. Uh,
Mhm.
you know, they have a nice car and they're reading this book. They
Mhm.
must know something I don't know.
Mhm.
I need to know it. So I
Right.
go buy the book. As soon as
Okay.
I would see a book, I would just go across the street to Barnes and Noble. I just buy the book and I would
Mhm.
just study the books,
Mhm.
read the books and learn. I mean, back then I was not reading books, I was studying books. Big
Mhm.
difference. And so the trash can was the beginning for me when it comes to learning English, formatting a letter, and all of that.
Wow. That's that's incredible. That's incredible. Oh, wow. That I get it. I get it because you had that was the access that you had.
Yeah,
You took advantage of it.
correct. I mean,
Mhm.
you know, I wish I had Chat GPT, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, or you know, Bard or Claude, all the other AI tools today. Today, listen, I know a lot of people are scared of AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing we need to worry about. Eh, I replied to a post the other day. I say, as a human race, we have never had a problem we didn't find out a way to solve.
Right.
During the agricultural age, and I know I'm going on a tangent a little bit, okay? During the agricultural age, there was it was the same worry
Mhm.
because 50% of the population were farmers. So when they introduced the industrial, right at the end of the agricultural, they were going to have tractors that were tools that were going to do jobs like if a thousand people could do in
Mhm.
3 months, they would do it in one day.
Mhm.
So people are not going to have jobs.
Right.
They were so afraid.
Mhm.
And there was a conversation all over, which is the same conversation they are having about this AI now. But guess
Mhm.
what? The industrial age created more jobs than ever.
Mm.
See, opportunities. So now you have two stories right now. The first story could be AI is going to take my job and
Mhm.
I'm going to struggle. The second story is I'm
Like,
going to leverage AI like there's no tomorrow.
learn. That's
That's the
exact.
second story.
That's the story.
And you
That's
learn it. You go to a place like Udemy. You're familiar with Udemy, right? UDEM.
uh-huh.
When you first started going there, they will sell you the courses for $9,
Yes.
$15.
Yes.
There are so many courses on AI, Chat GPT, and all. You just go there and learn this thing. I'm not that smart, really. I mean,
Mhm.
it takes a long time for me to really learn and capture something. My
Mhm.
retention is not that good, right?
Mm. Mhm.
But I will not leave it alone until
Until
I
you get
get it.
there. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So tell us, I remember you mentioned in a speech, if you don't mess with your mind will mess with you. Could you tell us about this statement and what does that mean? Especially because we know that the mindset it can be a self sabotaging thing, but it can also promote self
Correct.
growth.
Correct.
So
It,
tell us
it it
about
it has the power of life and death, so to
there you
speak.
go. Yes,
Now,
yes.
as people are watching or listening right now,
Mm-hmm.
they are messing with their minds. Some no, I'm sorry, not they. The mind is messing with them. Let me explain what I mean. Your mind might say, "This guy sound like a foreigner." Okay, maybe you just start. Maybe you just got here.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
didn't hear the part where I say I'm a Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
So your
Mm-hmm.
mind is so caught up on my accent, and then you are missing everything that I'm saying
Absolutely.
when it has nothing to do with. Hopefully, I mean, they understand, right? I mean, I'm clear enough so that you can understand me.
Absolutely.
But the messing with your mind is something you do every single day. It's an awareness that you need, awareness and consciousness. That's your superpower. That's light. Let me go really quickly explain it. Okay, so this microphone is now in my awareness. I'm conscious this microphone is here. That's power there. Okay, but when the microphone is here, I'm not conscious it is here. I'm not aware of it, so there's no light on it. So it's my conscious that gives light, and then I'm aware of the microphone, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's actually the exact same thing for you and your mind. It's an everyday thing. It's an awareness. It's a consciousness. It's a light. We can be so negative. Like the mind is probably designed for success, but it is programmed for failure, to
Mm-hmm.
think the negative, basically. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not aware that you're having this conversation with yourself, to say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, my mind is messing with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do? You turn around, you mess with your mind. You
Right.
turn you turn around, you mess with your mind. Hold on one second. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. All right. So you sorry. So you turn around, you mess with your mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my mind right now could easily mess with me because this phone call came, and I could be upset.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they calling me? Oh, why didn't I put the phone on silence? No, I just told myself a different story.
Okay.
That's not going to disturb me. I mean, like, I'm not trying to be a perfectionist here. I'm just trying to remind you, remind you, because you already know. I'm just trying to remind you a few things that you might have forgotten. That's all there is to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not trying to be very serious. I'm just as you can tell, I'm just trying to have a conversation.
Absolutely.
But what I do is mess with my mind with a story. I tell myself a story. I tell myself a story for everything. A friend of mine, when she was telling me something, I said, "Well, that's a story you tell me." She got mad. I said, "But it's always a story. It's a good story. It's a positive story. It's a negative story."
Mm-hmm.
So, you realize you're messing with your mind right now. How am I doing that? Well, no, your mind is messing with you. How am I doing that? Well, you are not aware you are being negative right now. You need to change it.
Right.
And then she just changed it, and then now she starts messing with her mind. And have you tried meditation at all to see if you can focus in meditation?
No, I've never tried meditation.
Okay, all right,
That's
but
deep
okay, have you
read.
tried to pray silently, like,
Yes. Yes.
and you get distracted and your mind is all over?
It happens, but I try to, when, like you said, with the praying silently, I try to unplug and go into a place where I know there's the silence and to
For me, meditation
actions.
meditation is hard for me. So I'm gonna spend 1 full hour. So
Hmm.
a lot of people do popcorn prayer, right? Or microwave prayer, that is,
Hmm.
like real fast. I would do a full hour, but when I first sit down, my mind just like messing with me like crazy.
Hmm.
And I'm just now watching it like, oh, I have to send this email. I'm like this, I'm not at my desk. I am now meditating, I'm praying. What do I
Hmm.
got to think about an email right now? That's me
Right.
messing with my mind because it's messing with me. So you
Exactly.
get distracted. You get a
Area.
lot coming
Yeah.
at you. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you in turn have to turn around and mess with the mind.
Exactly. Yes. There you go.
I hope somebody is getting something out of this. Seriously.
Well, I am. That's for sure.
If it's one person, right? If it's just one person,
If
then
it's
it's
just
worth it for me.
So tell me, because we're coming up on our the end of the hour, and it's gone so quickly because this conversation, I have truly enjoyed it. Tell us if anything coming up on the horizon that we should know about, and then also tell our viewers out there how can they reach out to you if they'd like to speak to you some more, find out some more about what you do and how maybe you can help them.
There's a time I would say you'll find me everywhere on all social media platforms.
Mhm.
On TikTok, I was going viral on TikTok with so many. I think I've got a combined 200,000 followers on TikTok or something.
Mhm.
You'll find me there. Well, if you go to TikTok now, you'll find my channel, but I don't go to TikTok. I don't create for them anymore.
Okay.
But I have a lot of video for you to see there.
Okay.
YouTube, same thing, right? But if you really want to find me, just go to LinkedIn.
Okay.
That's where I spend my time, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I LinkedIn, and I always see you on the Black Business Olympics. I always see your commercial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. But LinkedIn is the place.
Mhm.
If you're a professional or you're in business, I
Right.
mean, what are you doing? I don't know. I mean, TikTok, maybe I don't know how to monetize TikTok.
Mhm.
But to me, it's like I'm just creating for the sake of. I was creating 3 videos a day because on social media you have to be that consistent, right?
Mhm.
Social media they is just like AI, very short memory, amnesia. If you start posting today and tomorrow, and then you like 2 or 3 days, it forgets. It doesn't give you the same exposure, the momentum you would get.
Right.
So that's why when I went to TikTok, I knew that. I understood how the algorithm works.
Mhm.
I just started posting 3 times a day
Okay.
without stop. And then one went viral. It goes viral. But the algorithm see you posting, then the momentum is picking up, and people do what? Lack of resilience, they quit. Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, something about social media. Yeah, you'll find me on LinkedIn. And of course, my website is myname.com.
Gotcha. It has been a pleasure having you here on the show. And I'll be looking again. I'll be looking at you on Black Business Olympics and everywhere else because every other day I do see you out there doing some things. So thank you again for taking time out of your schedule to join us tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Wow. Okay, well, I just want to say thank you to my guests for being here tonight, and quickly just give you a couple announcements. One of being of course, make sure to tune in this month to the Black Business Olympics. It's going to be May 27th through June the 2nd. And as you know, the Black Business Olympics is a fundraiser to provide scholarships and laptops to high school seniors going to college and K through 12 entrepreneurs. The Black Business Olympics um, showcases Black businesses, Black business owners, and corporations all around the world. So if you'd like to be a speaker on that platform, you can reach out to me, email me at info@exwsi.com. And also, I want to make sure that you're still looking and watching and commenting on my TEDx talk. If you have not viewed it, what I did in Vancouver, Canada, the topic is Show Up to Rise Up. You can watch it on YouTube. To do so, just put in my name in the search box, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, or you can send me an email and I'll send you the direct link. Send the email to info@exwsi.com. Right now, I'm still excited because the video is now at 204,644 views. So thank you again for your support and continuing to share, to like, and to comment on the video. I am also a contributing writer for Own It magazine, where I share nuggets every month on personal and professional and business development. So make sure If you want to get a subscription to the magazine, you can also go to my website. There's a link where you can get a subscription, www.exwsi.com. Again, I want to thank my guest, Mr. Renee Godefroy, for being here tonight, all my viewers, for joining me. This has been the Successful Women Show. I am Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis. And again, you can reach me on any of the social media platforms and email me at info@exwsi.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Make sure to like this episode and join us again when we come back for another episode of the Successful Women Show. It's here on Friday night, 7 p.m. Again, I'm your host, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, helping women to accelerate the path to success. Thank you again for joining me. I love you all to life. And as always, be well and stay safe out there. Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America. And my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million plus women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.